Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, come on, come on. I know y'all got a little bit more energy than that. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Great, great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm Jarvis Jones, and today I'm here to help you guys go to the next level. Today I'm here to help you guys improve performance and maximize your potential. But the only way I can do that is first things first. I need us to be interactive with one another. I'm going to do a little talking, and I need you guys to do a little talking with me.
Okay.
All right. Second thing I need to do, I have to be transparent. I'm going to be unapologetic when I talk to you guys because the information that I give you for today is going to help you out in the near future or even today or right after you leave this class. It's going to be very beneficial to you. Right. So first thing I need to do, I need to pose a question. Have you guys ever been in a situation where you've put in the work, you gave all your effort, you gave everything you had, and you still didn't get the outcome that you expected?
Yes.
Okay, could you explain that for me, please?
Well, I just had an English test and I studied very hard for it and I still ended up failing it. And I tried my hardest and now I feel like English just not for me.
Okay. I understand exactly what you're saying. I'm all too familiar what it is to feel like a failure. Because in 2008, I stood in the courtroom and the judge looked me in my face as I was shackled down. He said, "Jarvis Jones, we hereby sentence you to 15 years for simple armed robbery." Now, I was 17 years old and the judge had almost gave me as many years as I had been on the earth, right? And I felt like a failure in that moment. I let my mom down. I let my family down. I let my coach down. Like there were people depending on me. There were people counting on me to be that one that was gonna make it out and that was gonna do something with his life. Like I let all of those people down. And it wasn't until a few months later that I was sitting in my rack and I was thinking about everything that led up to me being in prison in the first place. And it dawned upon me that I wasn't in jail for simple armed robbery. Yeah, it's true. That's what my sentence said, simple armed robbery. But to be honest with you guys, I was in jail because of the emotional baggage and the emotional pain that I had carried around with me since I was a child. Like, there was this little guy that was on the inside of me screaming out saying, "Dad, Dad, like I want you in my life. I need you in my life." But my dad wasn't there. And by my dad not being there, I attached myself to the next best thing, which was my brother. And he didn't have a dad, and he attached himself to the streets, and I attached myself to him. But I was so afraid to speak up and speak out and tell everybody what I was going up against. But the society that I stayed in, it told me, hey, a man is not supposed to cry. A man is not supposed to show emotions. A man is not supposed to show his weakness. And I fell victim to it. I fell victim to all of those things that they told us that a man wasn't supposed to do, but all along I was hurting myself because I didn't acknowledge that pain that I was feeling. I didn't acknowledge that hurt that I was feeling. Now, had I acknowledged that pain, had I acknowledged that hurt, then maybe it would have been a way to deal with what I was dealing with because I could have asked someone for help instead of trying to figure this thing out called life by myself. See, that's what we make this mistake at, thinking that we don't need anybody in this thing called life to help us out. That no, I'm independent. I can do this myself. No, I don't need your help. No, I'm strong all on my own. But sometimes the biggest sign of strength is asking for help. Like it takes courage to ask a person for help. And I refused to do that. And in that moment, and when I was sitting down, I was just so puzzled. I was galvanized, like, wow, why didn't I ask for help? And so as I sat there on my rack and I started to think about my life and everything started to unfold to me, I said, hey, I can't keep making the same mistakes. I can't keep doing the same things. Einstein said insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. So I failed. But I knew that on the other side of failure was something that they call success. In order to get to success, you must fail. But when you fail, you must get up and you must try again. And so I started to try again. And see, Prior to me getting locked up, I thought it was smart to be dumb and dumb to be smart. Like I thought school was a joke. But the late great Malcolm X said education is the passport to the future. And so I enrolled myself in school and got my GED. And I started to prepare myself. And I started to develop myself. And it was something in me that said, hey, you have what it takes to be great. And all of that pain I felt, all of that hurt I felt, once I addressed it, I used it. See, you don't let that pain do what it wants to do with you and just get away with it. No, it doesn't work that way. See, you got to use that pain. See, how do you think Michael Jordan was able to become a 6-time NBA world champion, right? He let that pain of the Detroit Bad Boys, he let that pain of the Celtics, he let that pain of the Lakers, and he used it. And he used it to his advantage. And when he used that pain, you see he came out on top because he had developed the internal fortitude that it took to get to the next level. And see, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, acknowledge your pain. Yes, it's real. But see, don't be that person that lets your pain use you and push you to the side and make you feel like you're not good enough. Yes, you are good enough. You are good enough. And you show your pain that. And you change that mentality. You get that winner's mentality. See, champions are not born. Champions are developed. And see, I want you to start using all this pain that you got, all this failure that you got, and I want you to use it. And when you use it, I want you to face everything and ride. Because I'm not sitting here telling you that everything that you go through, once you have pain and you face these situations, I'm not sitting here telling you that everything is going to be perfect. No, I'm not telling you that. But what I am telling you is, if you allow that pain to be used correctly, you can face everything and you can rise. And I took that same mentality and I went and got my GED. But see, I took it one step further. I applied and I took my ACT. And when I took my ACT, I faced everything and I rise. But I didn't do as good as I wanted to do, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I made a 15 2-time. But see, I had that mentality that says, I faced everything. I faced prison. I faced the streets. I faced poverty. So I'm preparing myself for the championship. And the championship was what I like to call life. And see, when I started to face life, I started to move. And yeah, it was some resistance. Life fought back because that's what life is going to do. Life is going to fight you back. Life is not going to just sit there and let you win. You have to show up every day to fight. See, one thing about success is you have to trade in who you are for who you want to be. And sometimes it requires sacrifice. And so I made my mind up to sacrifice who I was for who I wanted to be. And when I came home, I decided to go to school. Now, I'm not going to tell you it was all pretty and it was easy and that I just went there and I aced it. No, I had to sacrifice. Like, I didn't even know how to read a schedule when I first came home. I thought R was just a mistake. Hear me out. I had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I thought R was my day off and I didn't have classes on Fridays, right? But I had to learn and I had to sacrifice and I had to dig deep. Because now I was in a position where I felt like and I knew that I was great. See, in the beginning, I didn't know I could be great. But see, through all that hardship and all that pain, I learned that I could be great. And I did that and I took that to the Hines and I applied myself. And I got me a full scholarship to Jackson State University. But see, I'm better than that. And see, I got greatness all inside of me. And see, when it gets tough and when the going gets tough, I face everything and I rise. I don't just stop when it gets hard. And I took that mentality to Jackson State and I graduated Jackson State with honors. But see, life keeps getting hard and you don't stop. You continue to face everything and rise. And I wrote a book titled The Unspoken Truth to Jarvis Jones. And I'm here to tell you now, once you face everything and rise, and stop letting your circumstances dictate your chances, you can go on and be whomever or whatever that is you want to be. And I'm Jay Jones Speaks, and that's my time.